Hello all. Today we'll be talking about ethical dilemmas in project management. Let us start our discussion with the definition of ethical dilemma. Ethical dilemma involves choosing between two morally conflicting decisions. Either of these decisions have their own advantages as well as the disadvantages. Most often in business scenarios, project managers often face this situation. They need to make a decision between two conflicting options. These options might be related to the project or the reporting or deciding the resources for a particular project. Likewise, and values and individual conscience play an important role in arriving at the decision. So let us see various ethical dilemmas in project management. So the very first one is the decision making. So often leaders at the mid level and the high level they take a lot of decisions each day. So some of these decisions might not go well with all the stakeholders. Suppose most often a project manager will have two choices. The first choice is taking the right decision. So the right decision might not go well with all. So sometimes the right decision might be related to the cutting short the scope of the project or cutting short the budget or changing the scope during the middle of the project or reallocating the resources. These are all depend upon the client requirements. And the second decision is something that pacifies everyone. So these kind of decisions might be passing a positive feedback during the yearly review process, irrespective of the way employee actually worked over the year. So either of these decisions involves moral aspects. So accurate analysis of the situation is very important if the project manager were to arrive at the accurate decision. So the second ethical dilemma is related to the reporting. So often the project managers need to present and make various reports. So there are two choices for making a report. One is the optimistic way of presenting the whole thing. So in the optimistic reporting, what we see is that regardless of the current situation on the floor, everything is presented in an optimistic way. So it might appease the stakeholders, but nevertheless, in the long run, this might not work. And the second one is the accurate reporting. So in the case of accurate reporting, the report is largely relied upon the facts, and accurate reporting might not go well with all the stakeholders, especially when the team is lagging behind the schedule, or this accurate reporting might also leads to making some hard decisions, kind of reallocating the resource within the project because of the knowing the exact status of the thing. So probably in the long run, accurate reporting might actually benefit to all the stakeholders. So the next part of the presentation, Nandini will guide with you.
So, next, we are going to talk about accountability in project management. Accountability is all about the ownership of outcomes. It is the obligation for an individual or an organization to account for the activities, take responsibility for them, and be transparent about the results. It is also about trusting your teammates and knowing that you can count on each other to get things done. There are four C's of accountability that we're going to go over. The first one is clarity. Clarity is when the requirements are communicated clearly and effectively to the team, and this includes clarity in purpose, goal, plan, and method to execute. Next, we have commitment. Commitment is a two-way street. It is important for the teams to display accountability by attending daily stand ups, giving correct updates, explaining what are the blockers, tackling those blockers, avoiding scope creep, and goal plating requirements. The team needs to be committed to the timeline of the project deliverables. Next, we have comment. So, comment is also called feedback. You have both positive and negative feedback, which will help improve the team dynamics and also help the team stay on track and achieve goals. Last, you have coach, which is when an experienced personnel on the team can coach newer members on how to stay accountable and not stray from their goals. In some cases, it is common for project managers to point fingers at others, but when it comes to the goals of the team, it is very important for the project manager to be accountable for all the issues that are encountered during the project execution. And he should be able to take ownership of it and also find ways to resolve any problem or conflict that occurs to stay accountable. Next, we have the violation of basic rights of workers. So sometimes it is common that projects fall behind schedule, and it can be a complicated situation when a deliverable is expected to be completed, but the team's progress is not on track or as expected. In such cases, the project manager should not overwork the team to achieve the deadlines. It is his responsibility to ensure that the deliverables are properly estimated for effort and time taken to complete those deliverables. And he should ensure that the teammates are not made to work beyond their regular office hours. Next, we have Nihant to walk us through the.
Yeah. Another major kind of ethical dilemmas that project managers encounter are conflicts of interest and responsibility to project team. So let's first discuss about the conflict of interest. When a project team member has a personal stake in the project's result, they may be motivated to sacrifice their ethics in order to pursue their own interest. For example, if an employee knows they will be paid a bonus if the project is delivered on time or within the budget, they may feel pressured to prioritize that tasks over others in order to meet the deadline. This might result in poor decision making and inability to accomplish the project objectives. So, a detailed code of conduct can assist the project managers in reducing the likelihood of conflicts of interest on a project. So, it is very useful to identify any potential sources of conflict at the start of the project and develop strategies to manage these conflicts effectively throughout the life of the project. In order to ensure that the project objectives are met, it is important that the project team always acts in the best interest of the organization as a whole. Next, let's discuss about the responsibility to the project team. Well, the project manager is always accountable for the project success and timely completion and is so expected to prioritize the team's best interest. Which means if something goes wrong on the project, it is the project manager who is ultimately held responsible. So if he makes a mistake, he must own up to it and learn from it. This may be difficult at times for project managers where they may fear of losing credibility and respect. Hence, it is important to act with integrity at all times and take responsibility of your actions. However, if specific team members are not contributing to the project manager must decide whether he or she can afford him or not. If not, the project manager must take corrective action to solve the problem. So, from here on, my friend Romit will take over the presentation.
Yeah, so I would like to talk about another ethical dilemma that project managers face: work culture. With the rise of globalization, many firms now have staff from various geographical areas and cultures. For instance, a US based company might outsource work from India and Philippines. Due to this, a project team might include members from all these locations or members belonging to different cultures irrespective of the location. Something that is acceptable in one region or culture may not be in another, such as using of local languages. This should be avoided. Project managers must guarantee that the workplace atmosphere is inclusive of all employees and adheres to the organization's rules. Equal opportunity must be provided to people of different caste, race, gender, age, or sexual orientation. While doing this, a project manager should ensure that the company's rules and goals are followed. A project manager should avoid cultural biases and discrimination at all costs. Next, I would like to talk about health and safety. Increased competition among firms has resulted in higher demands of leaders from their workforce. As a result, staff either try to go above and beyond or are forced to do so. Project managers must guarantee that the responsibilities assigned to the staff do not cause physical or mental health problems. Physical problems such as neck issues or lower back issues, and mental health problems like stress and anxiety are developed over time. High throughput is expected to be delivered by the team, and the project manager is responsible for this. Thus, healthy competition should be encouraged, but when a red signal is detected, the plug must be pulled. In the end, if all the employees in an organization are healthy, then it will ensure maximum performance. This completes our presentation. Thank you.